So Mason Graham, the guy we talked about before Isaiah Bond, talked about working, and this was earlier today, talked about working with veteran Maliek Collins throughout the offseason and kind of understanding how he can play off of him as well as the other linemen.
Yeah, I feel like it's really important. Maliek was a guy I knew coming in, even before he signed with the Browns. I liked a lot of his game, and we had worked with the same trainer, so I'd always, had an eye on his game. But, when I got drafted and then found out that he got signed here, I was just excited, and then he has a lot of experience. And then I'd just say the biggest thing was the chemistry. That's why I wanted to, train with him over the summer because I knew we were going to be out there on the field together.
What was it like about his game?
I just like the way he plays. He's not one-dimensional. He's twitchy, and he's also a big guy, so he's kind of deceiving to a lot of people.
G-Bo's done all the right things, but let's see what happens. Perfect idea, buddy up with the guy that plays your position, that they can get in the backfield and do what they want you to do. He's done all the right things. Let's see if it translates to regular season on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the thing we're looking for. It's kind of you showed the clip with Andrew Berry. To me, this is pivotal. This year, more than anything, if you ask me who was on a little bit of more of a hot seat concerning what type of season the Browns need to have in order for job security, I think it's Andrew Berry. We've looked at it, and we've, obviously we talked about the quarterback situation and Deshaun Watson. There's a couple of different things we're gonna get an opportunity to see, right? First and foremost is Mason Graham. All right, let's see if he's that type of guy that we want to get production from. Can he go from a traditional guy that's kind of taking up blocks a little bit at Michigan to being an attack first defensive lineman, getting upfield and being a disruptor? Two, how are we going to figure out and make sure that we know we talk about the quarterbacks a little bit, but that's going to be on them as well. They like Dylan Gabriel. They like him a lot. He's the backup quarterback. Joe Flacco has not finished the season and played 17 games in over 8 years. So you assume that you will see him quicker than later. How is that evaluation going to hold up? Do they see that, or are we saying that the Cleveland Browns like a lot of these guys? And we've heard that all off season. The Browns like them. The Browns like them. Well, listen, this is the scoreboard. It don't matter who you like. It's what that scoreboard say and how you match up against other teams and other general managers in their picks. So Mason Graham has to start there because he is the highest pick. But you mentioned Carson Schlesinger. He's a second-round pick. You're going to have to figure out what he got. I think he'll do fine. And then you'll get to the third-round pick, Dylan Gabriel, because I think he'll be playing sooner rather than later. But the overarching theme is I'm not like some of my brethren in the media. I don't think it bodes well for the Cleveland Browns going 3-something again. I know they want to be patient. I know that's the word that they're throwing around, and we'll find our quarterback next year, and it's about built. But listen, it is imperative that not only they win games, but the guys that Andrew Berry has taken high, they have to perform because his track record is not stellar when it comes to drafting, especially when it comes to picks in the first round, a la Jed Wills, who is no longer in the National Football League top 10 pick at tackle.